Hi, I would like to share what I call the orange popsicle story with you today. As I stated previously, our youngest son was recently diagnosed this last spring with with an autoimmune disease, and as part of this, he has had to undergo different procedures to treat this new disease. Well, back in May, he went in for his first procedure where he would require general anesthesia. And we were a little bit concerned because he has had asthma and breathing difficulties since he was born due to his premature birth. Well, the day of, things went well during the actual procedure. The doctor came out and told me things had gone well, but the anesthesiologist had a few concerns because he was wheezing and having a few other difficult breathing issues, but I should be able to see him shortly. So I waited around for 10 minutes, and then a nurse came out to get me. She said that they had moved him up to a kind of upstairs to kind of a recovery room. So it was a little bit longer term, and she wasn't sure kind of why, what was going on, and she brought me to the waiting room for these other longer term recovery rooms, and I was nervous. I was I was feeling very emotional, and not kind of sure what to expect. And I was told that I would be waiting maybe 20 minutes, maybe 30, and then I could go see him. Well, I waited and I waited, and over this time, my mind was going in a million different directions. I was very concerned. Finally, after an hour and a half of waiting, I was finally able to go back and see him. And at this point, he was stable and he was doing well. And about this time, he also woke up. And the first thing that he asked for was an orange popsicle. He was so excited about that orange popsicle. And then he received his second orange popsicle. And then as we were leaving, he got a third orange popsicle. And following this, every time that someone would ask him about how things went, he would be like, I got not one, not two, three orange popsicles. That's all he could think about and talk about, because it was so exciting for him. And it taught me something very important, that we need to look for orange popsicles in our lives. That even though we can go through difficult and challenging times, if we look for orange popsicles, if we look for those positive interactions with others, we can look for those blessings, those things that bring joy in our lives during difficult and uncertain times, that we will be resilient. We can find happiness even in the darkest of times. I hope that your family is able to also experience what I would call orange popsicle moments.